Brothers and sisters are slacking.
Yep, ready.
Rolling.
And action.
Excuse me, sir. Have you seen this man?
I don't know. I don't blink. I don't pro ball.
Cut. That was good. This movie is about a lonely botanist, and he misses this girl he's still in love with, but she went and married someone else. He's been writing her love letters, and like she's been kind of writing back.
I found the letter you wrote Cynthia.
Look,
It's okay, man. I get it.
This is all subplot. You don't really get to see this, but he's a botanist, and this place is full of plants, and he's growing this one mysterious plant in his closet. And once it blooms, he starts to lose his memory, and he starts to not function properly, to the point where police come to his door and he can't even speak to them. He doesn't know how to use words anymore. Come to find out, 6 months earlier, the plant that he grew was given to him by the husband of the girl he's been writing these letters to. When I make a movie, I pick a theme. Like when I did Infinite Spirits of the Great Blue, I picked the ocean, and all the different feelings and thoughts different people could have about the ocean. This theme was memory, and that's, where could I go with memory? And more specifically, where could I go with memory versus love? Because like the memories of a lost love can leave us sad, but like love is a good thing, so like how much is that weighing us down and not... There's a lot of complex like thought that can go into that. The idea was I'm playing with memory in this movie, and what about a guy who loses his memory? And when I got to the plant, I decided, oh, I'll just look up the Latin term for one of the plants, memory grower, and the other one, memory eater. So the plants got named.
Agricola Memoriae, literally translated, means memory grower. Memoria commendenti in aesthetics is very similar to its relative Agricola Memoriae.
I decided to call it Memoria as opposed to its original title, Into Oblivion, because the film has this dash of magic. And Memoria kind of gives you that sense more, I think. Being a Latin word, it'll translate easier into Spanish and French and Italian, so people across similar languages will kind of get a gist of what's going on before like any translation takes place, say. You can't plan for everything. Things are gonna go wrong, and you gotta be ready for that. What I did was, I planned this out in 3 days, but left room for 4 days. First day is always the worst day. It's chaos. Everyone's in their role for the first time, like really in their role for the first time, trying to figure out how to work with everybody else. We used the first day to kind of fall into our own, and after that, we just pretty much stayed on schedule. You know, because I had my shot list, I knew exactly how long it would take to do a take of each shot, and like kind of have a very rough daily plan figured out for each day. If we get off of that a little bit, fine, but we'll make it up somewhere else, and it helps to have like an assistant director or just someone yelling out, hey, we're behind schedule, hey, we need to get this done quick. And you have to keep reminding of that when you're being creative, because my mind at least likes to go off and try to think of cool new things we can put in, and like at some point someone has to be like, Mike, get back down here, we gotta finish this movie.
Scene 21A, take 3, money shot.
There was a lot of moments that I would sit back and think, wow, I got something very special here. A lot of it while I was writing the script, and my reaction to the script, other people's reaction to the script. I entered it in a screenwriting competition. It got to a finalist round. What I thought was really cool was when we came up with the lighting scheme for the closet. And we had blue, and we had pink, and I was like, oh, I want it to be blue and pink in there. When fuchsia and green cross, like if you put those two lights on top of each other, you get pure white. So I was thinking, oh, if we had both of those, then when they cross on a character, it maybe would look interesting. Maybe it would look like there's a white light on them. My gaffer is brilliant. His name's Jared George, and he kind of took that and ran with it a bit, and we got cinefoil and started to shape the light, and just when I saw that on camera, I was like, yeah, that's magic. That just looks magical. And then the acting, when people were reading the lines, I was like, everything sounds and looks awesome. These actors are very easy to work with. So when they had a question, I was prepared. And when I had a direction, they were prepared. And it was actually very easy to do the directing because we were all very prepared and just professional. So I could tell they put a lot of time in ahead of time, which might not be that easy to notice. It's really hard to get to the level that they were at. It's stressful working with new people, especially when it's like 100% your project. And up till this point, it's been you doing everything. And now we get to the point where I need to start delegating and I need to start trusting people who I have or haven't ever worked with before. That nerve made me prepare so much ahead of time. I was able to give people extremely specific direction of what I wanted and how to do it, and they did a great job. They were as serious as I was about the project. You know, maybe it's the level of effort I put in that kind of sets a bar for people, hopefully. I'm so grateful because it's a present that has been not just given to me, but it's just an amazing experience to work together with other people to make this great thing that you just can't do by yourself. To fund this movie, I went and got a job, which made it very difficult because I have a 9-to-5 now. So it was very difficult producing, shooting, writing, editing this movie. But I just work overtime and I'll make it work. But I need the money to fund the movie, so I paid for it myself. And I also made it very cheap. Like, I decided I'm gonna write the script in the apartment which I am living, and I will use this apartment shooting because one of the biggest holdups for shooting a movie is location. And I was looking around thinking, this place looks really interesting. Why don't I just shoot here? Like, that makes things a million times easier from the beginning. I really just used what was around me to keep the cost down. Most of the money went into paying actors and keeping everybody happy and fed. I was very confident during production that it was going to piece together at the end. I'd gone over it a million times in my head, and I knew if we followed this plan to post-production, like, it would work, because I had made sure it would. And I've never been this prepared before for a film, because I'm not off the top a very confident person. I have to build that within me. I have to be very sure about what I'm doing because I can't fake it. I actually have to have it. And on set, you have to always look confident or you lose your crew and you lose the movie. So it was scary to try to put CGI in because I'm relying on that, and that can go very wrong, especially when you're not a professional CGI artist. I'm just kind of dabbling. Also, I lit it in such a way where it would be, imperfections would be forgiven. I decided that if I can make it real enough before we shoot, then I can shoot the movie. And that was my first goal, was like, if I'm gonna shoot this movie, I have to prove not only to myself, but like other people that this is good enough. Because everything is going so well that one screw up is gonna be super magnified. Personally, for this film, I have to thank my girlfriend Megan Griffin more than anyone for decorating all the set and allowing us to shoot here and just being so helpful and understanding just through my crazy process of making a film, which is extremely stressful. My mom always, because my mom's the one who made sure that I was able to pursue what made me happy and encourage me. Even though for 20 years it looked like it was a failing game, I knew this is what I wanted to do, and she wouldn't say like, you can't sing, so don't sing, like anytime I tried to sing. So I knew she wasn't lying when she'd say, you're good at this, like you are good at editing. Like, there's lots of parents who are like, oh, you're good at everything. I'll be like, no, you're not good at that. You're good at that. You're not good at that. Don't do that. So that was great, like having an honest mom, but a supportive mom, and just like crazy supportive. To the point where it's like, I have to succeed at this, because I promised my mom I'd buy her a Jaguar one day. I gotta thank my whole crew and the cast and anyone who just took this serious, who just dedicated themselves to this movie to make it good. I feel great about this experience. I feel like I've gained so much knowledge from this experience, so much confidence to direct my next film, to write my next film, a lot of insight about myself and the types of movies I want to make and how I want to go about making them. This has been like leaps and bounds growing for myself and my career. This project felt intimidating from the beginning because movies are intimidating projects to make. I have this drive in me when it comes to making movies that I'm just gonna do it. You realize at one point, nothing's ever all right. Things are always chaotic until the very end when it's just, you can't do anything anymore. But nothing's always ever set. You just gotta keep going and be adaptable. It was always chaotic and I was always nervous. Until it was shot, I was terrified. But that's what made me make sure that I was prepared. That's what made me hopefully make a good movie.